Thank you so much, James. Okay, so it is very much an uphill struggle, just exactly as they said. We're going to kick it off with Mirage. We saw a really dominant performance on Mirage recently from NiP just yesterday
against Virtus Pro.
So, hopefully they can draw from that. I mean, one of the things about Mirage is that they've actually found new comfort with it as Alu has come along. It seems to have improved their game massively, and he kind of actually is able to not just clutch, but he doesn't have to perform. Alu's like a guy that doesn't have to perform to still play well. Because there are some players that say, like for example, Get Right, he gets better and better the more like frags that he's getting. That's when Get Right will play really well. But if Get Right isn't getting kills, then you can start to have some problems with his performance. But Alu, we've seen him be so consistent no matter the situation. And on this map, his extra added AWP consistency, playing with the potential to hold middle, like shut down middle pushes with Forest, and just generally shut down aggression in a clutch way. That gives me some hope in the eyes of NiP to actually be able to have a good result here. But EnVyUs, again, it does seem like they have an advantage in almost, as was talked about on the analyst desk, but like abusing the current game mechanics to the most extreme.
Absolutely. And I really think, as they said on the analysis desk, NiP needs to win every map, which is going to be hard to say the least, but even just for Mirage, which is a map they're good at, I think we need to see the alligator, Dan.
We need the alligator.
But
to
the thing
come out,
is,
indeed.
the problem is he has to be careful not to get countered by Envy. In a way, they're very good at closing down distances, and I think that's going to be a bit more difficult on this map compared to, say, Inferno, of course.
Yeah, I agree.
But he needs to try and avoid being traded or end up in a situation where he's emerging from a corner, getting a fast pick, but they're like 5 meters away from him, and they're like 3 of them plus or whatever, and they're just rushing him. If he gets rushed, NiP lose. So he needs to try and avoid that, but he needs to go on a veritable slaughter here.
Yeah, indeed. And this is a map where we're seeing teams just generally getting much more success on the T rounds. That's kind of what impressed me with NiP and their performance against Virtus Pro, how well they were able to basically shut down all the aggressive options that the Ts have started to abuse on the map to actually change the meta a little bit and start getting more rounds. So I kind of feel like from what we saw, at least in that one, I mean, it's only a sample size of that one game, but just the way that they're able to approach some of those setups, it just looks so confident. And it did look like they're a little bit ahead of the curve on the meta in that sense, a little bit ahead on their CT side, but they definitely need an outstanding CT side. And EnVyUs seems so good at just destabilizing your economy and continually putting you in these weird spots because of how much damage they consistently deal. They're probably it feels like they're the best team at just playing pressure, and if they're not the best, then it can only be Fnatic above them, and it's not going to be a big margin if that.
Right, so NiP with it all to do, with all the pressure on them, EnVyUs with 2 games in hand, and they could hardly be more relaxed there. So
good, happy there. He was at 30 bombing last game.
Yeah, and
I
he's
think
like, just whatever, could be playing Sudoku or whatever. This is what they're fighting for. StarSeries S12 trophy, shinier than a Damascus Steel Karambit. And
the thing, I think Thorin said not so long ago, I can't remember where he said it, he says a lot of stuff all the time, all over the place, but at one point, in one time, he said that when Happy is playing really, really well, then EnVyUs just tend to win. I mean, if Happy is really just getting all the hits, I think it was at Gfinity or something. I think it was then a discussion with Richard Lewis, and they're talking about how important it is, like how much it really just gets the team going. Because if he's performing as well, then, and we saw how damaging it was last round. I mean, that one push down Banana to me was so crazy because he had no way to get a trade. He was so deep down there that his teammate MBK couldn't actually support him with a flash because he's so far pushed. But he just did it alone, and not just did he do that, he did it with an M4A1S, which is like quite hard to get those multi-kills, especially against AKs, against NiP. You're just going to get shot straight in the head. But he somehow picked up 2 kills for free. If he's in that kind of form, and again, they're playing with so little pressure because they've got so many lives, that's that reckless kind of potential is very, very scary.
So the match is about to start with the knife round. Wherever you may be, good luck and good luck. Thank you for tuning in.
I was like, where is he going with this?
Good luck to the teams, what I wanted to say.
Good luck to you in life.
Dan, who will win the knife round?
Who will get the first frag?
It's like it was EnVyUs. Who will run away and end up in mid? Well,
no one. Oh my god.
That's going to be pretty fast.
Nice.
So again, Wherever you are, thank you for tuning in. I believe our Face It boys in the Face It office are tuning in.
Nice.
As well, so shout out to those guys.
Hi, guys.
Stay away from my biscuits.
Hey, you keep biscuits in the studio?
I don't eat biscuits.
Oh. I was going to say, surprised I wouldn't know that, but I guess...
yeah, I'm sure you would have eaten them, Dan.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the intention.
You're a theoretical biscuit eater.
Absolutely.
You're a scumbag.
Hey, let's not...
Theoretically.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here.
Okay, I apologize.
All right, so EnVyUs and NiP about to kick things off, and EnVyUs are going to get to start on that CT side. So
could not be worse for NiP right now.
Yeah, I mean, despite the fact that again, the message changed a little bit, I feel like the rules kind of don't apply as much to EnVyUs because of the way again that they are kind of ahead of the curve. They're kind of the team that is able to kind of change the meta and show the way. And a lot of this is credit to actually Happy, because again, I had this conversation with Happy. And I was talking to him about like how different he's approached his various teams depending on like, the tools that he had. Of course, he had a lineup that had way less individual skill, and he had like a much more strategical style. He's able to like pull them into like a semi-finals of a major, which was incredible. And then when we see him with EnVyUs, he basically tried to completely change how everything works because he wants to win. He wants to find the most efficient way to play with the players that he has on his side. And if that means that he has to become a fragging beast as well, we can see that that's actually what's happening. And the thing that then that means is that in reality, he's always looking for ways to change the team. He said he wasn't even that necessarily really happy with how EnVyUs' roles are, but at the moment it's working so well, he doesn't see any reason to change it. So there's a lot of stuff possible for EnVyUs. We're going to see them, I think, at the top for a very long time just because they're so adaptable.
And the match is about to begin. NiP heading straight over towards the A side. Hopefully the camera will switch, and there it is. Okay, so we can see there's only 2 people on A for the moment. Smith's in mid, 2 over towards B. We'll see if a rotation comes in once they realize there's a lack of a push on B. So NiP setting up the nades here. You can see them pushing in lower at the moment with Get Right in the Palace position. Shoxy's got to push a site on his own, but he's not going to find any frags.
It is looking chaos as usual here onto the A bomb site. As actually at the moment all of NiP are alive, but Smith is going to find a small little gap to peek through the smoke, trying to find some heads. Oh, barely gets one through the box, and that's going to be a 3-on-3 now. As that bomb is still down, it's not ticking yet though. It needs to be planted. Someone's got to punch in that code, and there's a minute left to do it. But all this pressure coming in now. Happy with the flank as well. Could it get any worse for NiP here? Pressure from all sides. They don't have the best angles. Alu forced to try to push out, but he's going to get shut down straight away as Forest comes in with a quick frag, trying to save the day, but Forest, 15 health left on him. They are toying with him so effectively. 1 HP now. How long is Forest going to keep himself alive? Oh no, he gets the frag on MBK. I can't believe it. Surely not. Forest, is he going to pull this off? Getting to rattle off so many shots. It's like they can't even hit him, but Kiyoshima will finally land a bullet and take him down. But what a scare that was for EnVyUs. Forest almost clutched that one.
Kiyoshima sent down to 24 HP. Happy has a technical issue on his computer, so there will be a short delay here, but look at this crazy replay. And let's pay attention to the rotations that EnVyUs had. They had a player in the jungle position, and all the time that engagement with Smith was going on, there was a rotation towards CT. Then a second player from jungle rotated towards CT, but NiP was still looking towards jungle. Meanwhile, there was another flank coming out of T-spawn as well. So lots of free frags there for EnVyUs, and NiP couldn't find any angles to shoot a player because of all the crossfire from the CTs.
Absolutely, it's absolute madness to be stuck in such a spot. And as you can see, we had a crash from Happy here, so we just need to get him back into the game as soon as possible. It's nothing too serious, it would seem, which is good.
Yeah, but you can see the seriousness on Get Right's face. He knows that they are on the brink of destruction, Dan. Again, they've started on the less favored side. They've lost the pistol. They got flanked so quickly as well. On the pistol, Dan, on the pistol. They had 4 or 5 people. Yeah. Towards A. There were only 2 people. You have to wonder if they didn't push fast enough or what the situation was.
So this is one of the reasons why it can be really effective if you do get A quickly, especially if teams go for the kind of like a way to kind of counter strat just a little bit the retake play where you have most of your lineup as the CTs on the B bomb site and say, okay, we'll let you have A, have a guy to spot it at CT, but we'll let you take A. And then we'll just come back in, we'll kind of wait out the smokes, maybe peek through, as what EnVyUs basically did there. Kind of something that the Ts can actually do to get themselves in a better position is to try to actually push into CT spawn, because you can actually get some really good engagements there. And if you're able to do that, then it's much easier for you to then flank the CTs as they're coming in from middle and short and jungle and so on. And it's also easier to keep them further away and delay more and more, because there's more angles to play with. It just, because we saw there that they got completely sandwiched. They got wrapped completely around Happy, even in from the flank. So they needed some way to kind of push out. And CT spawn's kind of one of the easier ways, because if you go jungle or connector, that can be quite hard. There's a lot of angles to play with. I think CT spawn's probably the easiest one.
So NiP are a team who have actually been pushing forward the meta on this map. Again, you saw in America where they had on their CT side, they had the nades coming over to the common smoke spots towards the A slope, and that actually forced teams to change the way they throw smokes onto the site. They throw them now from more passive positions because of NiP. But it's NiP who find themselves one round down here on the less favored side. Question for you, Dan. How many rounds do you think NiP need on the T side to be successful here on the CT side?
You put me on the spot here.
Absolutely.
How many rounds on the T side? I think they really need to get a good 7 or 8, I think, is going to be required, at least. We're going to need to see strong sides from them on the T side. Again, EnVyUs are going to be very strong on their CT, but the thing is it all depends on how the middle dynamic is going to go, I think, because EnVyUs have shown that they're very good at holding rushes. Like these set plays, they're very good at counter flashing. Their team play is very good. It reminds me very much of Virtus Pro. That's something that made Virtus Pro always a very fearsome team. They always had the team play to fall back on. So if they could say, okay, well, we can actually, let's say, we won't play the information game so much at CT. So this round we want to play passively. We want to just play on like great setups on the site. So even if we don't know it's coming, we'll react fast with good team play setups, counter flashing for each other, like peeking like in the right places. And EnVyUs are quite good at that style as well. So as well as the aggressive style. So the thing is, James, is that they're good at everything. So NiP need a standout performance. I mean, it's, again, a bit of Captain Obvious going on there, but they are going to need a lot of these rounds, because otherwise EnVyUs are going to start barreling them down. We don't want to see what happened on Cash happen again, where Envy just basically push everything at the same time and decimate NiP, because that's what Cash was before.
So we're still waiting for Happy to connect to the server at the moment, but from what we can see in the game client, NiP are already going for the force buy here in the second round. So we've got Get Right, Freiburg. They've both gone for Armor Forest as well. We've got a tech line onto Get Right, and as you saw, Thorin mentioned on the analyst desk that Freiburg likes to go for the more honest pistols, and he has pulled out a P250 here, although I think he was a bit shy. Well, he's gone for a smoke rather than a tech 9, so he didn't have the money to get both. We have Forest as well with a P250 here, and 2 flashes and a smoke. Actually, there's a lot of flashes and smokes here so far on NiP. Still exists an Alu to complete their buy once this game resumes. So I have to wonder what kind of strategy they're going to have, if they're going to push A or B. They've only got two smokes at the moment, so we'll see. They have options open to them, but Envy will be looking to shut them down sooner rather than later.
Yeah, it's always it seems very difficult for NiP when they start when they are losing these Inferno games, because historically they've been a great Inferno team in the past, a team that's we always saw those NiP Fnatic matches. They always go down to the wire, and NiP in some very crucial situations will be able to take them. But recently we're seeing NiP falter a lot, and not just against EnVyUs. We saw TSM destroy them on Inferno at Katowice, like 16-4 that was. Like they seem to have a lot of trouble recently when it comes to Inferno, and I don't know whether it's because they've lost. Maybe Makaleda was actually a little bit better for them in the short term on their Infernos, and it's taking them a while to figure out how Alu comes into play, or whether it's just a little bit of meta game, because TSM, like EnVyUs, are a team that can throw together these fast rush rounds. In fact, they're let's say yeah, I can. So let's say it's not you this time with the oh my god, the grill.
I know.
You should have passed the sign down to someone.
It's a man after my own heart.
It's true.
But yeah, I invaded the commentary table earlier when Vendetta and Assembler were casting. So I've had my time in the sun, Dan.
That's good.
You could do some time in the sun yourself.
Hey, I like my pale look. It's a look of esports, James. It's a look of a lack of light. Maybe one day we'll get screens which can emit healthy amount of UV, so you can. Well, then only your face would be tanned, so that would suck.
You need to come to DreamHack Valencia.
Okay, I'm down for that.
Then you'll be a bronzed Adonis.
Where do I sign up?
A bronzed Adonis.
That would be excellent. I've never been to Spain. I've always wanted to go. So
I did the bull run in Pamplona.
Oh yeah, you told me about the bull run. Yeah,
that was an interesting time. Very interesting time indeed. You know, the hotels go up like 300%, so we had to stay out just all night in linen in the freezing cold. I didn't know how to ask for water.
So you were in linen. So imagine James just in linen. It's just like one huge white cloak, or what kind of
super camp.
Nice.
Yeah, I would just do that there. But I didn't know. My friend was like, we had drunk a lot, and he needed some water, but I didn't know the Spanish for water. So I asked for water, and they gave me a pint of vodka. And I was so drunk, I didn't tell him.
How is a pint of vodka a thing? How does that become a thing?
I was so drunk, I didn't tell him. I just gave it to him, and I just didn't care. So he took a gulp of it and it just spat out all over the floor. But if you are ever in that situation, Dan, the Spanish for water.
Stuck outside the Spanish in the cold with a really drunk guy dressed in linen.
Yes, the Spanish for water is agua.
Aqua,
so,
like agua, like
a G.
Agua, so instead of agua.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
Hey guys at home, now you know how to order water instead of vodka in Spain. So we've learned something new today.
It's aqua in Italian.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I respect that.
That's good. I guess in French it's the same, isn't it? It's like aqua. Same. I think it's the same in French, isn't it?
EAU.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm getting exposed here, James.
Languages
I'm 1/4 French.
James.
I know nothing of this language.
How much Russian do we know? Spasiba.
Spokojnonoichi.
What does that mean?
Means good night.
I think spasiba means thank you, right?
Yeah, spasiba means thank you.
Okay,
yeah.
And what was that one again?
Spokojnonoichi. I don't know if spasiba is like Ukrainian specifically, or if it is also used in Russian.
No, it's definitely Russian.
It's used.
I know that. Yeah.
All right.
Talks to a bunch of Russian chicks in poker rooms.
You're just saying spasiba all the time.
Spasiba.
But
then I had.
So are you taking all their chips? Spasiba.
There's Bulshaya Pabieda, which means big victory.
Big victory.
If you're a Zangief player in Street Fighter, it says Bulshaya Pabieda after winning.
I saw Slam, and my greeting to Slam was "Хорошо, давай," and he seemed to enjoy that. Actually, he had a хорошо battle with me. We just started shouting it at each other. He won though. He can roll the R's, so I can't. I'm not legit.
Hello.
Hello.
Say hello in English. In Ukrainian is hello. As you've heard from Stepan on the stage.
I actually don't know how to say hello. Do you know how to say hello?
I barely know how to say anything in any language, Dan, including English.
It's true. But you can make references to Sunday roasts. And we had, of course, the awesome Taz image.
If it's food related, I can be here all day, baby. So this is one of those weird times where we have a delay and it's just you and me to talk, Dan. But the thing is, things are a little bit calmer than normal. But yeah. I think we get a bit hyperactive in the Face It studio.
Yeah, we do.
Something in the air there just sets us off.
We take things too far sometimes.
We do. So we have a delay. We've talked about the game enough. What are we going to talk about, Dan? What are our topics going to be?
I like Kiev. Kiev's cool.
I haven't found a chicken Kiev yet. Do you know what's weird?
I know, it's weird.
Almost everything I've eaten so far has been German food.
Yeah,
they have a bar here with like a massive menu, and I've had Bavarian sausages. We had a stopover in Frankfurt where the waitress scammed us and charged us for 8 drinks.
Oh my god, that was horrendous! Don't.
She charged us for 8 drinks instead of the 6 we ordered.
Oh my
god! I ordered a Hennessy for €6. She charged me for €12 drinks. I had 3 Hennessy's. She charged me for 5 Jack something whiskies at €12 each. And because we were late for our plane, we couldn't even argue with her.
We couldn't just.
And you know what? We were arguing for a bit, and she said, "Okay, I'll take one off." So, what are you talking? Just take the ones off that we haven't paid for.
I know, right?
And charge us the correct amount. And then she said, "Oh, I had no Hennessy, so I gave you this."
Yeah, that was the worst bit. That was the worst bit. Not just like, let's say, messing up the number, but it's like, well, actually, I'm just going to give you this drink that's twice as expensive.
And not even tell you.
But I'll tell you later about that when you go for the bill.
Yeah.
She planned it. She probably looked up our flights.
And I was like, this tastes weird, but I haven't had Hennessy in such a long time.
Yeah.
That maybe I just forget what it tastes like, but Hennessy tastes nice, and that tasted like harsh. But she blew us up. And that's a shame actually, because we had really nice food there. We had Nuremberg sausages.
Sadikist arrived and then tipped her.
Yeah, so all this happened.
How Canadian is that?
All this happened, right? And Mr. Aboot came over and tipped her €6 after we had the discussion about her scamming us. Basically, she scammed us for like €30-40. We had a lunch.
Maybe
we
more
paid
than
like
that,
€180, literally.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
We were in the airport for 5 hours, though.
Yeah, we had a 5-hour stopover between London and Ukraine in Frankfurt. But the food was good.
It was actually. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Just ruined by a crazy waitress.
Yeah. She was nice until the point at which we realized the sinister intentions.
I don't even think it was intentions. I think she was just really bad at her job.
I think that's probably likely. But, well, life goes on and Counter-Strike goes on. So what has been your opinion so far of just the general event here? Because it's been awesome. The crowd has been really cool, and just the general vibe is really, really nice. And also just all the just not just the crowd are really nice in every situation, but all the people that I'm working with, all the talent, all the the producers, the directors, Stapan who works the stage, everybody is super sound, and that's really nice.
Yeah, they've looked after us well. We've had good food in the Twitch lounge, which has been cool. We've got multiple screens there in different languages. We've got the makeup girls, Yulia, she's been really nice, and everyone else as well. The stage looks pretty cool. I love the setting here. It's nice to have like a desk where the stage is behind you.
Yeah, look, guys, you can like see.
You can see Happy with a crashed computer.
Well, no, they can't see Happy there. They can't
no,
see.
I think my body's in the way.
The body's in the way.
No,
but they can see something.
You can see NiP behind us.
There's lots of blue.
You can also see Slam.
Blue.
You can see Slam up there. That's Slam right there, and his co-caster. And we're just surrounded by people. Like literally, we've got a bar on the right-hand side of us. Might have to get some more Bavarian sausages soon. Hello. You know what? Bavarian food seems to be quite popular here because there's a German restaurant next door to our hotel.
Also German. Yeah. What's the name of the restaurant? Because everyone just says, let's go to the German restaurant.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, looks like this is taking a little bit longer than expected.
Yeah, you can see the admin still on there.
Do you think Shox looks cool in his hat? He's gone like the full 45 degrees there with the cap.
I respect his mathematical swag.
What do you think? I don't know if he...
Actually, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you think... Like, NiP are stressed at the moment. They're in a stressful situation.
But Gerai's trying multiple headsets on his head now. Wow. He's had enough.
So, does this help them? Does this disturb them
on.
more?
By the way, I think Gerai's actually come down with something. He's actually quite sick today. So it might be having like the temple pressure. Maybe he's got like a headache or something. I offered to get him like an ibuprofen, but he's like, I don't want any of that. Give me a Red Bull.
He could be watching the stream.
He could be, yeah.
That could be what he's doing. But I'm wondering if there is stress on the NiP side. Then there's not much talking going on, although this map has only just started. If you're just tuning in, guys, we've only had one round so far, which was won by EnVyUs on the CT side of Mirage. Now 2 maps up after starting the match with a 1-map advantage. Everyone seems to be just chilling out at the moment.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, James, as you have been asking me questions.
Fire away.
So you come up with stuff all the time, and I hear a lot of people writing, this guy must be scripting all this stuff that he says, such as that Molotov incident. So is it true? Do you script? Are you a scripter?
No.
Okay, there you go. Now it is known.
I have no explanation.
Is winter coming, James?
Well, there's a blizzard outside.
There is actually a blizzard outside.
We woke up and it's just like there's snow everywhere.
I brought my umbrella though. But it doesn't help at all because it's like snow, it like goes under the umbrella and like wafts into your face. So it's just like completely useless.
What's been bizarre is walking to the venue, Dan's like in a suit with no jacket on, and I'm wearing like a massive North Face jacket.
And like with a hoodie on over
with
your
a hoodie
head.
on, so it looks like I'm just like security, and everyone's staring at him like, who is this guy? So it's been a bit a fun trip back and forth from the venue.
It is really weird. Everyone stares. It's super strange, but. Whatever.
I am wondering what the issue is. We haven't really had any communication as to what problem Happy is having, so we're a bit in the dark in that respect.
Okay, so his PC is okay, but there is a network issue, so that's what's being resolved now. So, well, all we can do is sit tight and see how this goes. And this could be, again, the last map, potentially, of the grand final, so it's not something you want to miss. So you're stuck with us. You can't go anywhere. You would be foolish to do so, and I do not endorse foolishness, James.
So if you're NiP right now, they're going for the Force 5 pistols.
Yep.
What is your plan?
Okay. Oh, we can actually see that they did actually buy some of the pistols. Okay. It's always really hard with the pistols on this map because to close the distance, you have to kind of go to underpass, right? So, and also, if you want to go for the quick rush, Fnatic, for example, they actually used to keep it quite simple, and teams, it'd actually be fairly predictable how they would play it. A situation like this, they would actually always kind of like set play into B with a rush, and they would add like different levels of delay, so you'd never be quite sure until it hits, but usually you'd know if their economy was such that they were to buy Tech 9s and smokes and armor and stuff, that they're going to go for this B apps play, and it's mostly what they would do. But the thing is that they know all the smokes for the B site, so, and with the Tech 9s, it actually would always be quite potent. It's one of those spots like on Inferno we saw EnVyUs rushing up middle with their Tech 9s as Ts. And even though NiP clearly knew it's coming, two occasions after already losing to it like twice or something, they still couldn't really have a strong round against it on the fly. It was something that they had to they probably have to go back and be like, and actually figure it out, go to the demos and be like, okay, what is actually the best way to stop this? And what they should do is they should copy that round, and every time they did those tech round buys into B, they should just scrap that and go for those mid pushes instead that EnVyUs were doing.
Yeah, so this situation will not be one where they can really throw a fake. I don't think we're going to see any rotations. Wherever they push, the EnVy players should be holding steadfastly. I
mean, they could try set playing into A as well. I mean, that's okay. But the picking style on this map with pistols is not really very easy. You can kind of pull it off in Inferno. You made the point earlier. There's like kind of more close range battles possible, and you can get in apartments and stuff. There's actually quite a lot to work with when you wanted to go for the picking style. Even sometimes on Cash you can make that work, but on this map it's quite difficult. You can't really get in mid. It's really hard to get into B because the guy's always spotting. He's not really an easy angle to shoot at. If you want to go into A, well, those are two devastating choke points. So I feel like if you're going to go for a buy like this, you want to drill. You really need a drill. You can't just go, okay, guys, let's just split and pick. I don't think it works with this kind of a buy.
They could
on this map.
What they could do, for example, is from the T spawn entrance to B area, they can try and smoke connector and CPL in mid, and then they could potentially rush the short area if they can do that and get one person into underpass. If they can do that and get one person into underpass, then should an NV player try to push short, maybe they can shoot him from the back, like below short, basically, while the other players rush. And then the question is how fast they can get into B, or if they. I mean, there's a number of things. If they can get some kills into the B bomb site, if they can kill someone playing too far up short, they could potentially try and have one or two players go through the ladder room and flank the players rotating from the A bomb site. That could be something they could potentially try.
There are some. You're right. Actually, there is some creative stuff you can do. Like we saw Guardians throwing the smoke from the back of A Palace towards B Arch for the B fake or whatever. You can actually do stuff like from that area smoke off CPL and even get the fast rush down middle with all the Ts and all the Tech 9s and straight into connector. We've seen like timings like that actually cause problems for teams because once those smokes pop on middle and short, it can actually be quite hard to stop. Now, how things work out once you get out of connector into the A site, it's easy to take jungle and CPL over because it's still close ranges, but that's the next challenge. But that's a round that I've seen work out. TSM are really, really good at that one with rifles. I find that they do that really well. But I like the short idea. I want to see that. I want to see the short push from NiP. That can be really devastating as well because you can wrap into that B site really fast.
Yeah, another one which they could potentially try. I mean, I think it might be, well, whatever they do is going to be difficult, put it that way. But, for example, one thing I don't see too much of is people throwing pop flashes through Palace onto A.
Yeah.
Normally it comes over the top, etc. You can throw smoke from Palace to cover the shadow position, which would be very strong for the CTs against a force fire scenario like this. And again, you can bounce flashes out of there for your team, which will cover the connector stairs onto A area, the jungle area, a lot of CT, if not all of CT as well. And it might not flash somebody who's in shadow. Actually, there's one you can do for shadow as well. You just need to throw it from closer to the wall. But these are all possibilities. And then if somebody's playing Sight or Firebox, that may be a problem that would need to be solved. But again, either push is going to count on one or two key kills from either side to either keep things tight or give someone a significant advantage, or at least get the bomb down for NiP.
Yeah, there are actually quite a lot of options. This is one of the reasons why I really like Mirage, is because there is so many ways to play all the situations, and it does feel like with Nuke, for example, because although Nuke is going to go away for a while, it did feel like we could see a lot of change to how Nuke can be played. Just if teams, because a lot of teams they have this mentality where they just don't bother really practicing it all that much, and just they try to veto it. But and if it kind of does have to sneak in somehow, well, we'll win the knife round, and everyone knows how to play CT. You don't have to put much effort into that to play pretty good, and it's a T side that's really, really hard. So people don't invest huge amounts of time into it. I feel like you have a similar situation on Mirage, and this is why we're seeing teams pick up more T rounds now on this map, because they're starting to figure out all that's possible. And there still is so much that I think that's kind of unexplored, especially when it comes to options you can get after mid control. And that's the kind of battle you have. Like when mid starts becoming more important for the T side, then you have a situation where the CTs have to have more plays to contest that and blow it up a little bit. So you start getting this back and forth when it comes to the meta game. So yeah, I think there's a lot of evolution here for Mirage. It's a map that I'd love to see stick around for much of the future to come here in Counter-Strike. But we will have Train entering once again. So that's quite an interesting thing. And I haven't messed around with the Train too much either.
No, I can't say I have either. I've played it maybe once or twice. Happy's not on the server just yet, but he should be ready to join in 1 or 2 minutes. Actually, he's literally just joined the server now, but I think the match will resume in about 60 to 120 seconds. So, again, Train, we saw how Cobblestone was put into the map pool. It was forced upon us, although I refused to put it in the Faceit League until they made it a proper map, which they have. Now, Train is a new map where we are yet to find out the strengths and weaknesses of the current layout of the map. So it'll be interesting to see that as the weeks and months continue. We'll expect most of the leagues to pick it up now as well. So I think that's one that will be changing over time. And Mirage, speaking of changing over time, I remember when Valve released new Mirage, and old Mirage was very, very popular and still commonly played. North America were quite laggy to join Europe on a new Mirage. So when they came to international tournaments, they actually had a lot of problems on Mirage for a while, simply because they didn't play it. So it just got bodied when they played it, because it's very different indeed to the old Mirage. So Happy was on the server. Happy is no longer on the server.
There was like a brief round of applause. Like, hey, he's on this. Oh, okay.
He's on the server now. RIP.
Happy is not confirmed, James.
No. So
it's not confirmed.
We were close, but we need a restore from the admins as well of the round, but I don't think we're too far away. So again, if you are just joining us, or if you've simply forgotten, because it has been a long delay, this is the third map, but we've only seen one of the final, of course, because Envy had a one-map advantage. Envy are 1 round to the good here on the CT side of Mirage. Close, well, not so close pistol round going in their favor. NiP look to be forcing it up in round 2.
James.
Dan.
Now, I can't see the Twitch chat, but if I say Cajun, what do you do, James? Do you say B?
No, I'll say chicken.
You like Cajun chicken? You're a fan.
I have no idea what it tastes like. Some people say it's
I thought you were a fan of it.
Some people say it's not so good. No, I remember I was asking people what they thought of Cajun chicken.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I've
never actually eaten.
That was on a North American stream.
Maybe I have, but I don't think I've eaten Cajun chicken. Maybe we should ask Cajun B if we should eat Cajun chicken.
Do you think his name? No.
Look what you've done to the chat, Dan.
I'm sorry.
They're all saying B. It's almost as if, Dan, they've only got one key on their keyboard.
Oh my goodness! How dare you, James? How dare you? I'm going to get you back, and I'm conspiring with the Razor dudes.
You can't get me. You can't get me back.
There is.
I'm impervious.
We are conspiring.
I'm impervious to trolls.
Against you.
No one can get me.
If that is an open challenge, if ever I heard one, I hope Thorin hears that. His troll game is pretty high level.
Speaking of open challenges, Dan. Dan somewhat stupidly.
Hey.
Challenged me to a Street Fighter 1-on-1, a first to 10. So this is how it's evolved. Okay. Dan is a keyboard. He's a dirty keyboard player when it comes to Street Fighter, right? So we're gonna have a first to 10 on Street Fighter. Then we're gonna have a 1-on-1 on Quake. But
no, who's stupid now, James?
But
I've at least played lots of Street Fighter, Third Strike, and AE.
But Dan has to use his special Razer keyboard that was sent to him by Razer. This keyboard only has one keycap on it, so you've got a W. You can go forward. Oh, you're an E user, aren't you?
I think I'll use spacebar for that, which is what jump is for me. So
you're going to use your key for spacebar.
What?
You're going to use your key for spacebar.
Yeah.
And then just
That's going to be really weird. All right.
And you're going to get wrecked.
We have to set a date for this. Lots of stuff has been happening. You know, we moved to the new studio and stuff, so we kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it might take a week or two. I'm flying to Glasgow on Friday for the Capcom Pro Tour.
Nice.
Indeed. So at some point in the near future, Dan's going to get bodied on Street Fighter. Then he's going to get bodied on Quake.
Hey, it's the guy that tipped the German lady.
It's the Boots guy. Yeah, it's the guy who tipped someone who scammed us. Hey,
God damn it!
You've taken 30 euros from us. Let me just give you 6 euros more. Yeah, this is the mind of.
That's what we have to deal with. That's what we have to deal with.
So, what is the update here? We were so close to getting into the game.
We were so close, but yet we are so far. Now, I actually don't know how far away we are. I have no concept for that.
Okay, we need to have a quick look at the chat and see if there have been any shenanigans. As you can see, they're still looking at Happy's machine. Maybe it's well, who knows?
Maybe they should settle this grand finals another way, James.
Apparently, he's got color problems, so I think it might be a graphical issue.
Oh dear.
Shoxy says still having color problems apparently, and Fry Vac ban.
Fry Vac ban.
What is that? Is that Freiburg or?
I would imagine. I would assume so, but I don't know.
So apparently Freiburg Vac. You heard it here first. Yeah. Hey, if I told NiP if they need a sub.
I mean, Taz took a vacation briefly. It was a fake vacation though. It wasn't for real.
We had a nice chat with Taz yesterday actually.
Yeah.
About a few things.
About what few things?
I can't remember. We had too many whiskeys, Dan. We were on a double whiskeys. Dan and I were talking until 6 o'clock in the morning today.
Sorry.
Well, Dan was talking until 6 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, you enabled me by responding and not telling me to shut up, so it's your fault.
I was just being polite. But I suppose
that's a long time to be polite.
I know, it is, Dan, isn't it?
That's very British of you.
You're welcome.
All right, so I wonder, is Ali staring into the camera? Okay, he's looking into the screen. This guy is hilarious.
Maybe they're looking at BBQ Taz.
That could be the case.
Hey, they've got lots of keycaps on their keyboards.
Look at Exist in the background there. He was giving the stare. Look at that. Look at that stare.
That death stare. Exist is a massive troll.
Yeah, you don't know. You just don't know what he's thinking.
Trust me, Exist. He looks like a quiet guy. He looks like like a Swedish librarian or something. He's a troll, Dan. He's a massive troll. Happy is back on the server. I'm happy to say, but they said waiting for you now. I think Envy are ready to roll, but they've only got 4 players in seats. Is that all they require? That's what they're saying.
Shox looks like he would fit in really well in as like a lead singer in a boy band or something.
Well,
like in Backstreet Boys or something like that. He's got the style. He's got the hair. He's got
They used to be called One Direction with the old lineup.
And
you see why.
So I'm coming in late with these. Been beaten to the punch by like many months.
Yep.
I'm just not good at this, am I?
That you have. All right, so soon to start round 2. Well,
what are you most looking forward to?
Well, guess what? Now somebody's missing from the NiP team, but I'm guessing they're just going for a quick restart or some other. Who knows?
Maybe they should settle it
now.
In another way, James.
Now NiP are out of their chairs, Dan. So
okay.
Maybe Dan, they're just going to have a fight on the stage.
I was
going to
say, what if there is no more Counter-Strike? Counter-Strike suddenly doesn't exist anymore.
Fisticuffs, Dan.
We're going to fisticuffs. We're going to aggression.
Fisticuffs.
Do we get what rules? What are the rules? What are the rules? Are there no rules, or are there rules? Are they in a ring? Do they wear boxing gloves? No boxing gloves.
No eye gouging. No fish hooking.
What is fish hooking?
Fish hooking is when you put your finger in a hook shape
we're fine.
into somebody's mouth.
Into their mouth?
Yeah.
Why don't they just bite off your fingers? Surely that's a great risk to your fingers.
You don't have to put it through their teeth, Dan. You could put it inside of their cheek and then fish hook. You realise your cheek is not attached to your teeth, right?
Yes, of course. I understand that perfectly. Well, but I just find this strange. A strange concept. Me, I've never heard of this before.
Hey man, if you watch,
I was into martial arts and stuff.
If you watch early UFC, the only rules were no eye gouging and no fish hooking. That was about it.
Which one was that? I remember watching one many years ago. It was pretty brutal. Was it Pride? I think it was Pride.
Pride Fighting Championship.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, they allowed knees to the head on the floor in Pride, which they don't allow in North America.
That's why I stopped watching. I was like, "Whoa, this is actually a little bit too far," and that's when I kind of stopped watching MMA because I was watching Pride at the time, and I didn't know about any of the other. any other
Back
leagues?
in the day, Dan, they used to be. Actually, this is quite relevant to Katowice because somebody made like basically a radio broadcast at Katowice. But back in the day, when Pride was very inaccessible to watch, there used to be some Americans. I don't know if they were on like a military base or something, but they were in Japan, and there's an app called Pal Talk. And they used to basically, some people just used to put a microphone next to the TV so you could listen to like Bas Rutten or whoever it was commentating.
Oh, yeah.
And some people would just tell you what was going on. And the really hardcore fans would just connect to this Pal Talk until it crashed because there were too many people there and listen to like an audio cast of Pride Fighting Championships. That's how we used to roll that.
I remember actually that back in the days, this would be how commentary would work as well. Back in, when Tosspot and DJ Wheat and Red Eye and these guys got started, we had this thing called... what was it called? Pitchfork. There's this program you could get. You'd like a plugin for Winamp that you download called Pitchfork.
It really kicks the llama's ass.
No, Pitchfork doesn't, but Winamp does.
Yes.
To clarify. So the way it would work is you would tune into like the radio broadcast, and you go into the game like in Quake it was like GTV, or you'd have HLTV if it was like Counter-Strike or what have you, and then you'd hear the stream. You get the little stream at like horrible quality. And what they would do is the commentators would do is they would have to do a count to synchronize you. In this Pitchfork app, you would have like a slider to like slow down what they were saying, or like speed it up so you could synchronize either which way. And that would be how you would watch tournaments back in the day. And also even before that, and also during that, it was all about the IRC scorebots. You'd sit there and you'd see on the scoreboard, get right kills whoever or whatever.
That sounds pretty hardcore, Dan.
So yeah, that's the roots.
I thought I was hardcore, but that's even more.
Those are the roots.
That's even more. I mean, that's just like a few inches shy of pigeon mail, Dan. Updates from pigeons. Pigeons writing the updates. Maybe not.
I don't know what kinds of pigeons you've been exposed to, but I've never seen such an intelligent pigeon.
I've never exposed myself to a pigeon, Dan.
That's good. There's lots of them in London, so
indeed
if you had, I wouldn't judge you.
Good to know.
They're really bold in London, pigeons are. Have you noticed how bold they are?
Are we going to talk about pigeons?
They will actually fly at you. They will collide with you. They don't
I know, because I'm
care.
6'4", so
you attract them.
I'm on the receiving end of that a little bit too much. Having to duck in the street to pigeons is somewhat bizarre. All right, so they had to reset the server, it seems, and they're just waiting for 3 more players to connect, and then hopefully we will be ready to rock. So. Again, if you are just joining us and you're wondering what's going on after the pistol round, Happy crashed from the server. He had some graphical issues with his PC, which have now been resolved. There were some network issues with the PC, which have now been resolved. At present, we have 3 NiP players on the server and 4 EnVyUs players on the server, although not everyone is in their chair for NiP, so I'm not sure what the current issue is, if there is any at all, or how long away we are. Hopefully we can get an update from production to pass on to the viewers.
How's your back doing these days, James?
My back's great, actually.
It's good?
It's fine, yeah.
That's good.
It's all good in the hood.
I was worried there for a moment. I thought I'd have to stop going to the steam room. I didn't know that there was a risk of back injuries in the steam room. That's how James injured his back.
Well, there are when you're me and you're trying to lie across 5 seats quite selfishly.
That actually never crossed my mind that you're essentially taking up all this space.
Yep.
You were just like, you lie there for an hour.
I go from wall to door, baby. So Pasha's in the building. He's walking around just in front of the stage, signing, just being mobbed by the attendants here. Ooh, we have everybody on the server. We have a restored round. Are we going to have
marvelous
a match? You can hear the applause. People are sitting down, getting ready to start this match once again. So, again, if you are just joining us, we are here in Kiev, Ukraine, in the grand finals, where EnVy started 1 game up, as they were in the winners bracket. They find themselves 2-0 up in maps and 1-0 up on Mirage, the 3rd map, NiP being on the T side. So I think it is imminent for us to resume.
Yep, and NiP losing that A rush, getting a very, very close situation with Forest, almost saving it, but now we're back into the pistol armor buy-up. You hear the crowd going nuts there as we're ready to rumble here in Kiev. And I'm really, really curious exactly what NiP are going to use for this, because already we know that the full buy's coming in. And it can be a B set play, A set play. There's loads of ways. We already discussed previously how many different ways they can go with this. And at the moment, the one thing they do have going for them is that EnVyUs aren't going to have any AWPs. So middle is also more accessible than otherwise it would be. And looks like they're going to go for a B apartments push at the moment. And the pace on them is quite high to start with.
We've got double Mag 7 here for EnVyUs. They are looking to make coin. And I do remember in a cast you did yesterday, Shoxy had $12,000 starting into round 3. So it looks like they want to get into the same situation here. All the players of the Ninjas over towards the B bomb site, and the nades are coming in. Only 2 people to hold here for the French side. NBK going for the jumping Mag 7. There's a first frag. There's a second one. Happy finding a frag as well. NBK with a trio of Mag 7 kills. Only one more to find. That's Get Right. He's got a M4, but there's a full rotation here from the CTs. He doesn't have the bomb either, so he can't go very far. NBK will go down. Still a minute on the clock here for Get Right. If he can find a 1v1, he could possibly take this for his team, but it's not meant to be. 2-0 here for EnVyUs. They saved 2 M4s. They did start with 2 Mag 7s, and look at the replay of these frags here from NBK.
Beautiful stuff there with the Mag, and that is going to help his bank so much. He's on 6K at the moment, so he is going to be the bank for his entire team at this point. And that's really important considering that they lost 3 players. And of course, we have a situation where NiP, they didn't get the bomb down. If they'd actually got the bomb down after dealing so much damage, you would definitely see a buy coming out from them, 100%. But now they're in this spot where they kind of have to. I would presume what they're going to do is just grab a few pistols just to like even up the money a little bit. You probably see Ali just stay with what he's on, and then just going to play maybe. Probably just a slow round into connector or something like that. Just try to see what kind of frags they can get early into the round, but nothing too crazy as the last one. So not getting that bomb down was really crucial, and EnVyUs have NBK to thank for that one.
Okay, now you see all 5 armorless Swedish players in the mid area. They will all get flashed immediately, which will slow down any push they had in mind. And they are now going to retreat as there's no one to contend with. But Shoxy's pushed all the way through T-spawn already, and he's got with the Mag 7. There's one person coming up. He's going to get double dinked by Forrest, and he is a pistol master. That's why he's so crucial in these initial rounds. That will be a Mag 7 in the hands of NiP. Smiths has fallen as well. NBK going to start to even things up here with an aggressive position towards B.
Yeah, and you can see how EnVyUs want to react. NBK wants to constrict them. That's exactly what he does. And if Shoxy had stayed alive, they'd be able to box them in. But Forrest wants to try to push through this man. NBK in with the rifle, gets himself more kills. 4 for him in this round. And that's another 1-on-2 for Get Right. This time he's looking much healthier. He's got time on the clock. He's got an M4. He's got armor. A Tech 9 as well. No, he doesn't have armor. So my apologies there for that one. But at least he can try to split these players up, and he has done so at the moment.
Look how spread out the EnVyUs players are. They have to commit to both sides. But Kishima, again, he's in a powerful position towards the A side. He's in Palace. And that will cover about 70 to 80% of the potential plant spots for Get Right. He will be able to get a free frag if he just walks out to execute, although Get Right might have an inkling. That said, he will be headed over towards the B bomb site. Happy in a position to get a very fast frag indeed. And it's another round over to EnVyUs. And credit to NBK. He wasn't afraid to lose his rifle there. He just reset the position, gave himself a number of 1v1s where he could quickly execute one of the pushing NiP players. You can see the example there. Only the last player able to get the trade frag in for NiP.
And one quick note as well, as you can see NBK emptying his magazine into Get Right's body there as he died. That's something that Get Right finds really annoying, maybe disrespectful. And so they're playing psychological warfare as we do have this push in from Happy onto Underpass. Looking away so he's not to show his gun. There's the flash from a teammate, and there's a free frag for Happy. Very safely done, but can he get out of there? He has no support, no smoke, no flash. Shoxy wants to get in for the trade. They do know that Freiberg's low there. Wants to toss that incendiary, but can't quite find a safe way to do so. And NBK will find himself back towards short. He is alone at B at the moment, so very important that he is holding this well. And there's the duel. Forrest opens it up for NiP.
That's the second frag that Envy needed. Forrest is in the site. He's going to push towards the shop area and try to stop Shoxy from coming in. He's got the smoke down. And we've seen Happy walk straight through these smokes before. It is Shoxy, though, just holding an angle in the window area while Smiths emerges through short. But got to get the one tap there from Forrest on the second attempt. Shoxy comes through the window. He's going to fall as well. Only Kiyashima, and he is all the way in the CT area of A. So I don't think we'll see a push from him. Great execute by NiP. They needed that second frag in order to really capitalize on the lack of players here for EnVyUs. They found it, and then they took the B bomb site, which had nobody else left to defend.
Yeah, it's really cool that they were able to. I mean, in that one-on-one, it's just Forrest saying, okay, and Forrest actually does this very often. We'll probably see him challenging in that way into the B apartments, looking for kills like that, or looking to just basically be a lurker. He does enjoy doing that, and sometimes we'll just see him waiting there whilst his team is executing on A, so he can come in and flank. And he's very, very good at that role. And in that situation, EnVyUs wanted to cut corners and just leave MBK towards the B site, which is less likely there'll be a hit towards there, and instead have earlier strength in trades and presence on A and middle. So great way for Forrest, after winning that duel, to really counter-strat the way Envy was set up in that round.
Envy are in a situation where they have the luxury of having absolutely zero pressure on them. They can do whatever they want. Happy buying the AWP here on the Force, but he is going to be taken down by Alu. Early advantage, but Smith's going to bring things back. NBK is in a position to do some damage here, and they've got to be careful. They can smoke him off by throwing a nade from the stairs down to underparts, which would also ask some questions of Envy. They wouldn't have the information, wouldn't know where to rotate. But they're not going to do that. Another frag for Smiths, and this force buy looks like it may be quite favorable here for EnVyUs.
Yeah, I mean, Smiths in that position, they had no real presence in middle before that, and it's going to be MBK peeking out for a kill onto Forrest into the B apps. That's going to be very crucial. So now Smiths, we can see he's ready to cover this bomb. They know that it's down there, and he wants to go for the peek just before the smoke pops. And as he does so, drawing attention just momentarily, Shoxy also goes for a bit of action. Going to spot the players and now fall back. They will allow them to pick up the bomb and try to box him in a little bit. As you can see here, MBK's got the angle on short. He's going to actually fall back as he's a little bit afraid that potentially someone could be moving through B apps. So safer positions, and they're really using their numbers advantage well in doing so.
Get Right had only one smoke, chose to smoke CPL rather than smoking the connector area to push short, and Ali will get a frag as well. Get Right could get away from there. He's only got 19 HP from those tags, and that scout is making itself known once again. Get Right being taken out there. Alu versus the world, and he is not going to make it. NiP getting cut down by a limited force buy. It's a jumbo sale buy from EnVyUs. B was pretty much closed off at the beginning of the round by the scout, by the lack of smoke to deny them vision. But even with the smoke there, he could have just been jumping, got pot shots there, and it would have been a powerful position. Maybe that says more about the scout than the teams.
Yeah, it's not a good start here for NiP. You definitely going to need to rack up loads of rounds. And with that double setup, this could be the play to break it. They've got a lot of grenades. Of course, it is a force buy, so a bit of a jumble cell indeed. Tech 9, P250, CZ, as well as 2 AKs. But in come the grenades. And again, if they can get fast entries here, they can really abuse the AWP players stuck behind the smokes. But Shoxy could change it all here for EnVyUs as he goes close to the slope. Looking for the spray down. Freiberg not looking the right way. Dueling with somebody else, and Shoxy gets a quick triple. One more player, pistol comes out. Alu will make the trade, but it's a 2-on-3 now. And NiP need everything from Alu. Absolutely every ounce of effort to even things up and give them a shot at this one. Going to see them combine well. Forrest over the top there, onto the stairs position. However, Smith has the angle onto the bomb site. Forrest has to pull out the pistol. MBK with a jumping mag once again will prove the thorn to the side of NiP.
Forrest just running out of bullets at the wrong time there, and with the time it took them to take down the jungle player, Smith was able to rotate and get the free frag from the CT position. So everything going the way of Envy at the moment. MBK getting frags there with juicy money bonuses. The double up will continue here for EnVyUs, and NiP find themselves on the eco once again. Going to try and emerge in the mid area, which will give them options towards A or B. No frag for them yet. EnVyUs coming out in numbers here. Short, mid, CPO everywhere. Nade's coming over as well. Only Exist remains. He's carrying the bomb, and now he is gone. 6-1 to EnVyUs. A good start indeed for them. Still early days though. NiP could definitely get themselves back into this match, and they're going to need to. Otherwise, they are done, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw EnVyUs play the mid presence very well there after the flash goes over the top. I think that one came in from short, but you can do great mid flashes from connector that are very, very hard to avoid or even see coming. So that's part of the strength of the CT setup. But we got the push towards A. Smith's on an aggressive angle there with a quick timing towards Palace. Gets the shot onto Forrest. And now it has to be all of NiP as they move up that one choke point as it's smoked off, molotoved off. And the flashes are raining in as well. Even the HE grenades. Here we go. Smith picks up Freiberg as they hold strong. and NiP just can't seem to force their way out of this position as the last frag comes in, and the cleanup is just so effective.
Exist with no kills at the moment. Freiburg have only one. Smiths is 10-4, and he's a player where we talk about confidence and AWPing, and he is cutting people down like he's got a combine harvester down. And this has got to be fantastic for EnVy, as strong as they are already. When Smiths is showing up as well, how are they going to be stopped?
Okay, so we are going to see this Tech9 play into the B bomb site. Now, if they have the right grenades, of course there is a lot of grenades you can play from the position they're in now, but look at that. Happy does find the very slight pixel angle, and he will pick up Forest and make the call to his team, who will be able to start the rotation. Happy's up close though. That's so bold. He has the support from MBK, but he cannot die. He has to stay alive for his teammates to come in. If he goes down here, they might just get a quick plant, and there you go. Get Right will take him down, but did MBK delay enough? In comes Shoxy with a quick frag on to Get Right as Smith comes in from the flank, and indeed it will not be fast enough as they all fall without a bomb down yet again now on the B bomb site.
The door is being closed round after round on NiP. 8-1 EnVy. Only one AWP maybe surviving there from that round. Oh, in fact, they've got both of them. I think it might have been a purchase of another one, but anyway. 8-1 EnVy. NiP. How can they get around across the board? We've got double AWPs on both sides now. Let's have a look at where these players are playing. You can see Forrest there going through the apps. Meanwhile, Alu is on a passive position on mid at the moment, looking for some EnVy aggression, but there will be none. Not yet.
So Forrest is looking for that pick onto MBK and B apps. Could open up the round. They have passive positioning towards middle, so they are going to have options into middle. But we already know how successful EnVy are at holding aggressions there. So NiP going to show a lack of fear, a lack of respect, and they're going to try to push in now. It's a delayed one, and they are using the grenades very effectively. This is much more methodical here from NiP, a much more systematic take, and that's a great frag there from Freiburg to eliminate the short player. Forrest going to go down to MBK. Had he hit that shot, it would have changed everything, but now the pressure once again is on, as EnVyUs have a much better sense. That is going to allow Shoxy to say, okay, I can try to peek down the T slope now, and he is going to confirm that the push is going to be on B. They know what's up. Rotation is happening.
Okay, so Smith's still in TPO at the moment. Still NBK to hold on his own. He's doing a good job so far. Finally going down. Trade from Exist on short, but right behind him is Smiths with the AWP. He's going to be looking for someone to put into that meat grinder, and he can hold that angle while his teammates rotate. Alu, though, going to take down Shoxy from the apps. Only Kiyoshima in the shop, and Smiths holding an angle onto the B apps now to try and retake the site.
Things are very methodical still, but in goes Smith there, looking for the quick flash, but here it is. Alu, can he save the day? One-on-one against Smith. Sniper versus Sniper, pulling out the pistol. Alu on the angle with the AWP. Oh, close range. Smith will pick it up, and the defuse is going to come in for him. 8-1 is the score now. Smith is going to push it to 9-1, and things get worse and worse here for NiP. How are they going to find their way back into this match? Because right now, it seems like the story is repeating itself. No matter the map, no matter the situation, EnVyUs, they're on top.
Dan, like in Rocky IV, the crowd is starting to change here. We're starting to hear EnVyUs chants, clashing with NiP chants, as they show rampant consistency in what could be the final map of this best of 5. NiP charging towards the mid area at the moment to try and get some map control, but Smiths has other ideas. Going to get the frag. There's a gap in the smoke. You can see Alu aiming at it at the moment. Smiths trying to get the tags through the boxes. Won't find one just yet. Happy. This is almost a flip side setup here, where you'd normally have Simple on short, and Happy's going to get traded by Alu. Still advantage to EnVyUs. Things evened up now, but more AWP frags. This is almost like AWP India right now, Dan.
Yeah, I think Smiths used that smoke very well to get a bit of a vision assistance. And there it is. Smiths gets Forrest as well. Able to take all the angles. Get Right misses that shot here. He's against 3 players. They want to take him down. There's one. Doesn't get the second. Smiths will eliminate him for another round. 1 through elimination there for EnVyUs. And these AWP setups are working so well for them. You can see in that round, and in actually some quite consistently, NiP, it seems like they're shifting to saying, okay, you know what? Some of these set plays aren't really working out. You guys seem really strong at making these holds, so how about we try just we're just going to try to outpick you. We're just going to try and take these duels on middle. We know you want to fight us there, so we're going to try to best you in that sense. But so far, that is not the case, and EnVyUs stays strong no matter the type of attack they receive.
NiP have called for a timeout, but there's not much talking going on from that camera shot. They, yesterday, had... Well, they've got about 2 minutes they're asking for. Yesterday, they had one of their worst, if not their worst defeat in CSGO history. And they are headed for an equal score here on Mirage. 10-1. EnVyUs looking monstrous. You can see there were some suggestions from Freiburg. Now, there's a bit of communication from Exist, maybe thinking about what they need to change. They need to give themselves a chance to get in this on their second half. You know, the way styles are going at the moment, EnVyUs are a team who simply run over NiP. We're seeing that at the moment, and this is for the CT, for NiP CT side. They seem unable to contain EnVyUs at the moment.
Yep.
And they're not even there yet. And they've only got one round on the T side. They need to give themselves a chance to be run over by EnVyUs. But at the moment, they're, you know, the lights at the end of the tunnel is very dim indeed. I
mean, it does seem that NiP is so reliant on having these CT starts, because they consistently, you know, across all the maps, of course, do really well on CT. It, you know, is the easier side in the majority of cases, well, pretty much all the cases. So it is the easier side, and they do very well there. But it seems like their T sides have become weaker, that there is potentially a problem there. And not just that, it is just the way that EnVyUs are playing against them. They are so fearless. We will always see the pushes. EnVyUs look for any excuse to push, but they don't do it stupidly. They don't do it foolishly. The push comes in when they're confident to take a duel, when it makes sense. And that's their high progressive style that they're bringing to the table. Now, NiP back into the action after the pause, looking to set up for potentially one of these A plays here. We have one man in middle, Rest on Slope and Palace.
Right, so EnVyUs well prepared to go for a hold here onto the A side. You can see the first trades coming in there. Shoxy's going to smoke himself off in shadow, but he won't do it fast enough as Alu has the Tech 9. We had a flank coming in from mid as well, but Freiburg's going to rotate back towards T-Spawn following those frags. So three-man retake here for EnVyUs. They are a man down. You can see Get Right in the back corner of the site. Alu going to get caught short with no cover from his teammates. Now he's got two AWPs and a rifle to try and take this. The rifle goes down. It's two AWPs versus an AK and a Galil here. Trying to find the angle, this Smith's going for the CZ, but Freiburg's going to come and save the day. He is the cavalry to keep Exist in this game. Happy versus 2. Time running out on the clock. He's got a kit trying to cover the site with distractions here, but he's not going to have time to defuse the bomb. Exist goes down, and he's going to run and save that AWP.
Yeah, he read that situation very well to pick up that frag there, but with Freiburg going to go down. Yeah, he's fine, 28 HP, so he is okay, good to go for the next round. And you can see that EnVyUs have loads of cash to fall back on too, so it's not so bad for them. And with so few rounds left in the half, the economy is starting to be a bit of a non-factor for them, as we are going to have NiP with a good loadout. Now, that's their first success in quite some time here. Now, will they try to go for something similar? It does look like they are setting up for, again, another A play. And EnVyUs have 3 players who can respond very fast to that. Again, leaving MBK alone in B, so they're trying to cut the corners, and it might just pay off once again.
Yeah, they want to close this out as fast as possible. NiP have only strung 1 round together as of late, but they do not want to see any momentum on this Swedish side. They are putting bodies where they feel necessary. Freiburg has mid for free at the moment, but Happy with an AWP may emerge from short a bit later in this round. So NiP taking their time, hopefully waiting for Envy to try and rotate back out of the A side. You can see Kishima holding passively in CT spawn. Shoxy still in connector at the moment, where Freiburg is emerging up short. Even if he takes a frag there, we may see a trade from Happy, who's in a ladder room at the moment.
Yeah, this is very, very tentative stuff here. We are going to get the push coming in finally there from NiP. Freiburg cannot get it done on middle, leaving it all on to Get Right. And Alu is going to cut his way in slowly but surely with the AWP. Now, every inch gained onto this bomb site is going to be such a hard task now for NiP, as the time is of the essence, and there's so many players rotating now towards CT and jungle. Alu close to the stairs position with the AWP it's very awkward. And they're not peeking. They're not peeking. They are using the time and just making a situation where NiP are going to be completely screwed, and they just have to go for it. So smart here by Envy. Alu has to cover from so many angles. It's not going to happen, and they both get eliminated. that play there from EnVyUs with the 4-on-2 was the checkmate.
That round looked helpless and hopeless at the end there for NiP. Absolutely hopeless.
The checkmate in that situation, not the match, just to be clear. Don't ever receive the Twitter hate.
So, 2 rounds left for NiP to give themselves a bubble of air on a sinking ship.
They do need something at the moment, and look at this, the flashes are coming in. That delays them just long enough for Happy to get a frag, fall back into a safer position, but he does want to go for the re-peek, as the EnVyUs players also want to do. And oh my god, they're so fast there with these shots, and again, Fearless is just going to stay at that range against so many oncoming Pistoling players, not allowing them to even leave the apartments. We are going into a potential situation which could be a 13-2 in a match point situation for EnVyUs. I mean, they just have to win this map and it's over. The grand finals are done without NiP even taking a map.
Smith's already on 20 kills. The crowd getting behind NiP now, but I think it's a bit too late, guys. They are 10 rounds behind on the first half. You have to wonder where the support was at the beginning, because there have been some cold, quiet rounds here for NiP to be on the worst end of. Double AWPs continue here for Envy on the CT side. Happy trying to pick up a head on short, but he's going to get tagged down. Smith's getting tagged as well, but we're seeing blind shooting here. Trade eventually coming in favor of NiP. Kiyoshima with 2 fast frags. Going to leave NiP with only 2 players left versus 4. Again, going to try and boost into CPL. Alu's going to get the frag, but they've got the information as to where at least one of the players are.
He picked up the AWP though, and so now, oh, he's going to go down to MBK. So now Exist has 50 seconds to play with. And oh, he might just get a free one to Shox. He does get the spray down onto him. So now 1-on-2. The bomb is down though towards T-Slope. This is the real obstacle. He's got to try to get there. He needs to start sprinting back now, because to work his way through Connector is probably going to be too hard. In fact, he's going to try just that. Going to go for the angle, long range against these AKs with the Galil. It's not a favorable situation, but actually has managed to make his way up towards the jump across into the CPL window, then dropping back down. So just trying to bait them out at the moment with those sounds, but MBK is ready and waiting. And we'll have another round going towards EnVyUs for a 13-2 first half. Oh, it really does look bad for NiP right now. It must be so hard for them morally, in the morale sense at the moment. How do they pump themselves up to get this kind of a comeback going on their CT side?
The sheer pressure they are facing on this CT round is absurd. But hey, these guys are almost all big veterans in the game, and they've been in horrible situations of adversity before. They have to hold here. But the problem is how much. I mean, they got beasted yesterday with a horrible score by the same team. You have to wonder if that plays into their mind, if they are defeated already psychologically, or if they can prevail. We are about to find out.
Yep, right now they go into the pistol, and NiP looking for a pretty standard setup at the moment, a decent split across the map. And we have EnVyUs looking towards the B apartments at the moment. Freiburg in a nice position though, and Forrest can kind of bait for him so that Freiburg can get himself a lot of kills on the backstab as they jump into the bomb site. Here we go. Forrest now is going to make the shots and jump off for the bait. Forrest only gets 1 though, and oh no, NiP, they lose both Freiburg and Forrest. It's a 3-on-4, and EnVyUs have the bomb site, and it's getting planted.
Bit of a team flash there, but nobody lost for Envy. Once again, just overwhelming NiP as they've done round after round. See the CT's coming in for the retake, but NBK going to take down Alu. There's a one player in shot, and no fear here, but the frag finally goes to get it right. 2 versus 2 now. Exist getting a frag here. They're running out of time though, and there's no kit on Exist. All of 3 HP to take down 2 people. He's not going to do it. Envy are 2 rounds away from taking this 3-0.
It is such a disaster for NiP. They have to go to the buy now and see what they can get done with the 5-7s, the smokes. They've gone all out, spent all the cash here to try to see if they can bring it back from this.
This was arguably their main chance against Envy, and it's 14-2 to the French side.
And they're going fast and hard into the B bomb site. It's Freiburg here. They are flashed. He can't get anything though, and it's going to have to be his teammates on the retake to pull this off. But they've just got pistols, and Forrest is already down to 14 points of health. So EnVyUs have the perfect amount of time to set up post-plant. Look at all these positions. However, Exist is going to start cutting away at them, cutting away at that defense, peeling it back one layer at a time. As Happy goes down, and now 3-on-3, but the health is getting lower and lower for NiP. Shoxy goes aggressive, spraying the into that window room, and it's going to be Gero with the frag though. But the bomb is ticking away faster and faster now, as they just play for the exits and now falling back entirely. NiP now down 15-2. Could all be over very soon.
2 map advantage and 13 match points for the French side. 13. You can see the lack of money on the NiP side. It could be their final stand, Stan. And it may not be much of one with the weaponry they have on them. It's going to be EnVyUs looking to potentially just go for a straight overwhelming of the B side once again. These guys do not have any breaks whatsoever.
And they're going to go straight in. The same round here for them, straight onto the B-bomb site. This time, though, Freiberg is able to pick up a fast frag. Can he get a second one? The answer will be no this time, as Get Right is close with the ump that he's picked up off the ground. But all the kills coming in for EnVyUs. Alu is the last hope with 12 health left. EnVyUs poised to take this grand final here at StarSeries 12. And there he is with the, gets a tag onto Kiyoshima, but jumps through the window.